Hello Cloud Pedagogians, welcome back to Cloud Pedagogy. In today's lab, we'll walk through the AWS Management Console. The AWS Management Console is a web application that comprises a broad collection of service consoles for managing AWS resources. When you first sign in, you see the console homepage. The homepage provides access to each service console and offers a single place to access the information you need to perform your AWS related tasks. You can also customize the console homepage by adding, removing, and rearranging widgets such as recently visited, AWS Health, and many more. The individual service consoles, on the other hand, offer a wide range of tools for cloud computing. It also gives information about your account and about your billing too. So let's go ahead and start with the task. In the first task, we'll see the different sections of the console home. In the second task, we'll see how to access the account information. In task 3, we will see how to switch AWS regions. In task 4, we will see how to select an AWS service. Next, we'll see how to check the Cloud Shell. In task 6, we'll see how to work with widgets on the console homepage. If you are ready, let's start with the task 1. We'll see the different sections of the console homepage. After signing up for a new AWS account and logging in, you will see the console dashboard. This is the starting point for interacting with the various AWS services and other important console components. The dashboard consists of a navigation bar at the top and a number of widgets in the main body of the page, which you can configure and rearrange. AWS is developing more widgets so you can further customize your console experience. First, we'll start by taking a look at the navigation bar at the top. In the top, you can see 5 controls within the navigation bar: the account information, region selector, service selector, search box, and AWS Cloud Shell. Congratulations, you have seen the different sections of the console homepage. In task 2, we see how to access account information. The highlighted menu contains information and links for your account. It displays the account ID and the current user logged into the console along with links to navigate to the different pages. In the account, you see the details about your account including the address, contact information, billing settings, and more. Next, the organization. AWS Organization is an account management service that enables you to consolidate multiple AWS accounts into an organization that you create and centrally manage. Next, you have service quotas. Quotas, also referred to as limits in AWS service. They are the maximum values for the resources, actions, and items in your AWS account. When a new account is created, there are default values such as assigning 5 elastic IP addresses. These limits can be increased by logging a support ticket. Next, billing dashboard. You can use the dashboard page of the AWS billing console to gain a general view of your AWS spendings. Security credentials. This link will take you to your AWS IAM users page in the IAM part of the console, where you can change your password, add two-factor authentication, generate AWS API keys, and many more. Finally, settings. This link will take you to General Settings Configuration page. From here, you can manage console global settings such as default language and region, as well as preferences to optimize your console display experience. So that's all about how to access your account information. In task 3, we'll see how to switch AWS regions. The highlighted menu shows the currently selected AWS region. AWS Global Infrastructure is grouped into regions, and each service is hosted in a region unless it is a global service such as AWS IAM or Amazon Route 53. The menu displays the currently selected region or global when you have selected a global service. The text consists of region groups such as US East region such as North Virginia, and the region string used by the AWS CLI, SDK, and other services such as US-East-1. When you click on the currently selected region, a drop-down will appear with all the available regions, and you can switch the console to a different region by clicking on one in the list. Use the scroll bar on the right side to see the full list of available options. Congrats, you know how to change the region as well. In task 4, you will see how to select an AWS service. You have two ways to select the AWS service when you are working around. One, AWS Service Selector, two, AWS Search. The highlighted menu is the AWS Service Selector. You can use this to navigate between services grouped by top level categories such as compute, which includes Amazon EC2, along with other services like AWS Elastic Beanstalk and Amazon Lightsail. This is a great way to explore the various services by category, especially if you are new to AWS. You can also mark services as favorite by selecting the star next to their names, which will pin them to the navigation bar. This can be done anywhere you see the star, including the search box. The next method to select an AWS service is AWS Search. The highlighted item is the search box. When you enter text into the box, the underlying search engine searches across a number of different locations to match the text that you entered. The search is a quick way to find and navigate to services and resources that you are looking for. If the search engine is unable to find a match within one of these sections, the section will not be included in the list. You can add services to the navigation bar by selecting the star to the favorite them. So you got to know how to select even AWS services. Next we'll see how to check the Cloud Shell. As you can see, the highlighted items is the AWS Cloud Shell icon. By selecting this icon, you will launch a browser-based shell environment that is pre-authenticated with your console credentials. Use this to execute AWS CLI commands or scripts using the AWS CDK from your browser. If you add any files to Cloud Shell, it will persist the files between sessions. Cloud Shell is a useful tool for securely interacting with your AWS account and is region specific, so any files that you upload are specific to that region. The current selected region is displayed in orange above the terminal. So that is about Cloud Shell. Next, we'll see how to work with widgets on the console home. The dashboard also contains a number of widgets to help you get started. We will discuss the widgets that appear by default, but you can move and resize these or add different ones from the Actions dropdown. 3 of the widgets provide you with static link to learn how to build a solution or to explore AWS. The other 5 are dynamic and provide important information about AWS services, your AWS cost and usage, and best practices. The AWS Health gives information on events that might affect your AWS infrastructure and account. Cost and Usage gives an overview of service costs with a breakdown by AWS service. The Favorites section gives a list of your favorite AWS services. The Recently Visited section gives you a list of top recently visited services. Trusted Advisor gives recommendation to follow AWS best practices. Congratulations! In this lab, you learned about the various parts of the AWS Management Console dashboard and how to use the dashboard to navigate to services and account and billing information. You got to know search for services, features, articles and guides and view your billing dashboard. Well, I think that is all that I have to say this time, but I hope to be back soon. Until then, take care.